the story always begins with a win. A new player steps into the market arena and strikes gold on the first try. You place a trade with shaky hands, and against all odds it rockets upward. Green numbers flash like neon fireworks across your screen, illuminating a dark room and a hungering grin. This is it. The gateway to freedom, the proof of personal genius. In that electric moment, you feel chosen. Luck doesn't cross your mind because it feels like skill. You've cracked the code on your very first run, or so you believe. Euphoria washes over you. Heart pounding, fingers tingling on the keyboard, you replay the trade in your head. Every decision now looks like part of a master plan. Your confidence surges with each tick upward in your account. A small voice wonders if it was too easy. Surely it can't always be like this. But the thrill quickly drowns it out. You made money, therefore you must have known something. In the haze of early victory, the seeds of hubris are quietly sown. You don't realize it, but you've just been handed a gift and a curse. Beginner's luck, the sweetest poison. Success, especially unearned, is intoxicating. Just like a newbie gamer landing a heads hot on the first try, you start to sense the game might be easy for you. A subtle tension underlies the triumph. Somewhere in the shadows, something watches. In gaming, it's the hidden boss waiting beyond the tutorial. In trading, it's the market itself, patient, predatory, and indifferent. For now, it allows you this glory. The chart's steady climb feels like validation of your brilliance, but in truth, it's bait. The market's greatest trick is making you think a lucky win means you've mastered it. Tonight, you sleep a winner, dreaming of bigger conquests. Internal ritual, whisper of humility. Was it skill or just luck? Stay sharp. Level 2, Hubris rising. High on victory, you charge into the next day like a hero destined to conquer. Confidence has morphed into overconfidence, and it wraps around you like a cape flapping in a storm of pride. Why hesitate? You nailed the last trade. Surely you've got the touch. With chest puffed out, you double your position size, convinced you see the matrix now. Every tick in your favor fuels the rush. Every small loss you brush off as a fluke. Your brain rewrites the narrative. It wasn't luck at all. I'm just that good. In gaming terms, you feel you've unlocked God mode. Invincible. The usual dangers don't seem to apply to you. Risk? That's for others. Caution slows you down. The market opens, and you're all in, chasing that next high. Such overconfidence is dangerous. It breeds complacency and tempts you into excessive risk-taking that can lead to disaster. But you don't see it. You're blind to the trap, like a speedrunner ignoring all warning signs in a level because you've never hit a trap before. Around you, subtle signs of trouble appear like cracks in a windshield. A trade goes wrong, and instead of cutting out, you hold. It'll turn around because you can't be wrong. Another stock spikes on pure hype. You jump in late, thinking you have the Midas touch. These are the blind spots forming the things you refuse to see. But right now, every fiber of your being insists you're on the right path. Your early success has painted your world in delusion. Trading feels like the road to quick riches, and you're racing down it. You lean in, throttling up, deaf to the quiet sound of your own hubris humming dangerously. Internal ritual checkpoint. Slow down. Humble yourself or be humbled. Level 3, blind spots. Confidence has a way of blinding you. By now, you're no longer a cautious novice. You see yourself as an expert in the making. But this self-image is a hologram projected by your ego. The truth is your knowledge hasn't caught up with your luck. You charge ahead wearing invisible blindfolds, blind to risk, blind to randomness, blind to your own ignorance. It's as if you've entered a high-level dungeon with a low-level character, convinced the shiny armor of confidence will protect you. Red flags are waving, but you perceive them as green lights. Friends warn you about beginner's luck and urge prudence. You smirk, thinking they just don't get it. Market veterans talk about risk management, but you skim those chapters bored. Charts start to get choppy. Your strategies inexplicably stop working, yet you blame external factors. The market makers are against me. Anything but admitting your strategy was shallow. You only seek information that confirms you're right, tuning out anything that questions your invincibility. This confirmation bias fortifies your blind spots brick by brick. You're building a fortress of ignorance on a foundation of one lucky break. Inside that fortress, complacency reigns. Why study more when you're already winning? Why imagine danger when you're on top? You hold on to losing trades a bit too long? They'll come back, you insist. You pass on preparation. Who needs a plan B when plan A has always worked? Your early wins have tricked you into thinking you see the whole map, when in fact fog covers most of it. Each unchecked assumption, each unexplored risk is like a hidden sniper waiting for the perfect moment. Success from chance has led you to mistake luck for skill, and you've now bet your future on that mistaken belief. Cracks spread in the illusion. Perhaps a part of you senses it, a faint anxiety when a trade goes south, a quicker heartbeat when volatility spikes. But you push those feelings aside. You're confident, maybe even too confident. And you can't recognize your own weakness yet. You won't look in the mirror, not now. The blind spots have you surrounded, and you won't see the ambush until it's too late. Internal ritual, reality check. Question your assumptions. What am I not seeing? Level 4, the fall. Hubris meets its reckoning. The market moves against you hard, a sudden plunge, a reversal you never saw coming. The screen that once glowed green now bleeds red. In a flash, gains vanish, then capital, then confidence. You freeze, paralyzed as your expert mind struggles to process failure. This wasn't supposed to happen. Not to you, the prodigy, the natural, but it is happening and it's devastating. You scramble, double down, average down, throw good money after bad, desperately trying to prove yourself right. It only digs the hole deeper. Each decision now is tinged with panic and denial. You ride a losing trade all the way down, watching a chunk of your account evaporate because pride whispered, "Hold, it'll turn." When the pain becomes too great, you capitulate and close out, stomach churning. The loss is real. The loss is you. In gaming, this is the brutal boss fight that thrashes you mercilessly after you skipped all the practice. Your character lies broken, game over flashing as you sit stunned at the death recap. The screen replays your mistakes in slow motion. Here is where you ignored the stop loss. Here you over-leveraged on a hunch. Here you let a small loss turn monstrous. It's a highlight reel of hubris. Overconfidence bred complacency, and complacency led to ruin exactly as the warnings foretold. The ones you waved away in arrogance. In the silence after the fall, something unexpected happens, clarity. As the adrenaline ebbs, you feel every bruise of your ego. The swagger, the thrill, gone, replaced by a hollow quiet. You finally understand, viscerally, that you are not invincible. The market has delivered its first lesson in humility. You stare at the screen, at the wreckage of your once soaring equity curve. The confidence curve has collapsed. Shame creeps in, the bitter twin of pride. But within that shame, a seed of wisdom glints. This is the moment the expert facade cracks, and the true student can emerge if you let it. Internal ritual. Moment of surrender. I was wrong. I see that now, and I accept it. Level 5, the mirror. After the fall, there is a stillness. In that quiet aftermath, you are finally forced to face the mirror. The mirror isn't gentle. It shows every flaw in stark neon. You see the naive beginner who got lucky, the egotist who took credit for fate, the stubborn trader who ignored risk. It's painful, like meeting a version of yourself you hardly recognize or want to forget. But this confrontation is crucial. True self-awareness is born in the wreckage of false confidence. Under the flicker of a lone monitor, you replay everything with brutal honesty. No excuses. No external blame. Each misstep is dissected. Why did I hold that losing trade so long? Why did I risk so much on a whim? The patterns emerge, and a hard truth solidifies. The greatest enemy wasn't the market. It was you. Your ego, your lack of preparation, your refusal to acknowledge how much you didn't know. These dealt the fatal blows. This realization stings, but it also oddly soothes. Because if you were the problem, you can also be the solution. So you study the tapes of your defeat like a championship gamer studying a loss. You spot the blind spots now glaring in hindsight. You note how beginner's luck had put you on a high ledge, only to have your own ignorance push you off. And here, in this reflective practice, a new spark lights, cautious confidence, built not on one lucky win, but on understanding one crushing loss. You begin to appreciate the complexity of the game. No more delusions of mastery after a few rounds. The Dunning-Kruger mirage fades as you grasp the depth of what you have yet to learn. Paradoxically, as your false confidence dies, a more solid, humble confidence is born, one grounded in reality. Looking in the mirror, you also see something else. A survivor. You took a hit that would make many quit outright, but you're still here, bruised ego and all, willing to continue. That counts for something: resilience. And with that resilience comes a vow whispered to your reflection. Never again, not like this. From now on, you commit to continuous learning and brutal honesty with yourself. The only way out of this cycle is through self-awareness, seeing your weaknesses, acknowledging your blind spots, and working relentlessly to improve. This is the rite of rebirth for the trader's mind. Internal ritual, vow of self-awareness. Always be a student. See yourself honestly, the good and the bad. Level 6, Taming the Beast. Knowledge alone is not enough. Now comes discipline, the humble grind of taming the beast that nearly devoured you, both the market's wild nature and the beast within greed, ego, fear. You return to trading like a seasoned fighter entering the arena with scars as reminders. This time, you carry a shield: risk management. No more reckless, all-in lunges. Every trade is measured, every downside considered. You set stop losses not as an afterthought but as a ritual, an acknowledgement that any trade can be wrong. You size positions modestly, respecting the market's power. Strong risk management becomes your creed, curbing any remnants of your past overconfidence. It's a strange feeling to go from flying high to walking deliberately on the ground. Part of you misses the intoxication of the big win, the rush of believing you were special. But you remind yourself where that path led. Never again. Now you find pride in restraint. Taking a small loss doesn't crush you. It feels like following a plan. Passing on a dubious trade isn't seen as cowardice. It's wisdom. You've learned that capital preservation is the first victory. As one mentor quipped, don't be a hero. Don't have an ego. The second you do, you are dead. You understand this deeply now. The market's wild swings that once seemed like a roller coaster to conquer, you now approach like a seasoned cyberpunk mercenary navigating a chaotic neon city, alert, focused, but calm. Stoicism becomes your edge. Win or lose, you stick to your process. No over-celebration, no despair, just execution. Each morning, you run through your checklist as if performing a system diagnostic. Are my emotions in check? Is my plan clear? Is my risk defined? This is the new ritual, a firewall against the old impulses. You are taming the beast one day at a time, forging habits to leash your own exuberance. In the game of trading, you realize defense is as important as offense. The goal is not to blow up, it is to survive and compound. And survival means mastering yourself as much as mastering the market. Internal ritual, discipline mantra, stick to the plan. Protect your capital. The first loss is the best loss. Level 7, Respawn. Every gamer knows the value of a respawn, a chance to start fresh after failure, armed with knowledge of what killed you last time. In trading, respawn isn't a button you press, it's a mindset you cultivate. You've implemented discipline and awareness, but the cycle of emotion still churns. So now you train in the art of the mental reset. After a big win, you celebrate briefly, then ground yourself as if nothing happened. After a loss, you step away, breathe, and clear your head. No more emotional carryover from one trade to the next. Develop personal rituals for this. Perhaps it's as simple as pushing back from your desk and taking a walk outside whenever you feel adrenaline surging too high or frustration burrowing too deep. You might keep a journal, pouring the excitement or disappointment onto paper, so your mind lets it go. Some traders meditate, some play a quick game or do push-ups, anything to break the spell of the last trade. For you, maybe it's a cup of coffee sipped slowly, eyes off the screen, letting the caffeine sharpen you without the noise of tickers for a moment. This is your respawn point, where you remind yourself that the next trade is a new encounter and must be handled with fresh focus. In the digital world of esports, between rounds, players often take a beat to reset their strategy and composure. You do the same in your cyberpunk trading den. Neon charts pause in a still frame as you recalibrate. You internalize that winning streaks can be as dangerous as losing streaks if they warp your mindset. So you refuse to go on tilt or to get drunk on success. Each day ends with powering down the screens and mentally logging out. Sleep, recharge, and come back anew. Your motto becomes, always reboot your mind. The market will be there tomorrow, and you'll face it as if for the first time, the wiser for your past, but not haunted by it. In mastering the reset, you have broken the loop of the confidence curve. No more downward spirals, just iterative progress and adaptation. Internal ritual, reset cue, breathe, reset. The next trade is a new game. Level 8, Fool's Circle. Dawn in the metropolis. The sky is still dim, city lights fading, as you sit once more before the glow of your trading screens. The flicker of candles on the chart looks different now. Not an enemy, not a slot machine, but simply information. You have come full circle to a place that feels, in some ways, like the beginning. The excitement and anxiety of your first trade have been replaced by a calm, focused presence. You feel quiet inside. Not the naive quiet of ignorance, but the deep, steady quiet of understanding one's limits and strengths. It's a stoic calm, a cyberpunk monk amidst humming servers and streaming data, ready to engage the market on its own terms. In this final level, there are no cheering crowds, no flashy level complete banners. The transformation has been subtle, internal. You no longer crave the adrenaline of beginner's luck. You prefer the slow confidence built from many lessons. The confidence curve is no longer a roller coaster of ego. It's a gentle upward slope earned through humility and practice. You know that any day, even today, you could be tested again by the market's wrath. But you also know you'll survive it because you'll respect it. You have learned to take quiet pride in following your process, win or lose. This is the mark of a true expert, not the boastful swagger of false confidence, but the quiet assurance that you can handle whatever comes, and the humility to know that you must always be vigilant. As you place a trade, there's focus but no frenzy. If it succeeds, you'll nod and log it. If it fails, you'll honor your stop, take the small loss, and log that too. No drama. The market no longer controls your sense of self. It's not an arcade to pump you full of dopamine, nor a judge of your intelligence. It's just a field of opportunities and risks to be navigated with respect and skill. In this realization lies a kind of freedom. The highs don't carry you to arrogance. The lows don't drown you in despair. You ride the waves with equilibrium. The journey from beginner's luck to expert downfall has taught you the greatest lesson of all: mastery begins when ego ends.